Hey kids, it's Pastor Tofar and Steven. Steven, say hi. Hey kids! And we are glad to be back with you again. Today, Steven was so excited to be able to be a part of worship yesterday, weren't you, Steven? Yes, I was! And he loved getting to bring a message to you last week, weren't you, Steven? Yes, I was! And so here we are this week. Steven, do you want to tell them about yesterday's Bible story? No, I don't. Why not? Because that's your job. Wow. Steven's bringing some attitude today. So, kids, if you watched worship with your mom and dad yesterday, you heard a gospel story about two disciples that were walking on a road to Emmaus. Stephen, do you remember what disciples are? They are the people that followed Jesus. They, like Simon Says, a lot and follow the leader. You were half right. They played Simon Says a lot? No, they followed him and learned the things that he taught them. Oh, that's right. Such as what, Stephen? Um, he taught them how to fish. What? You're a funny guy, Stephen, aren't you? Yes, I am. Oh, boy. No, Stephen, the disciples were people that followed Jesus and listened to what he taught, and they were the ones that were there when he was crucified. Do you remember what that is? I don't like to talk about it. That's fair. That's when Jesus died on the cross. Yes, I said I don't want to talk about it. Okay, that's fine. Well, the disciples in today's story were kind of like you, I think. They were? Yes, they didn't really want to talk. They were sad. Is that why you don't want to talk about it, Stephen? Yes. You're sad about that? Yes. About what? That Jesus died. Well, I get that. Why don't you want to talk about that? Because it's sad. But Stephen, he came back. Yeah, that's weird. That's a whole other part of who Jesus is that we'll get into another time. But to make it really short, it was all part of God's plan for God to show us once and for all how much God loves us. So Jesus died? Yeah. God does a lot of things to show us how much God loves us. And Jesus dying on the cross was the final, kind of one final way that God shows us God's love for us. That's a pretty big thing. It is. And Jesus knew it was going to happen. What? Yes. Jesus knew it was going to happen, and he told his followers, he told them that it was going to happen, and he told them that he was going to come back after it. So he knew all about it? Yes. What do you think it would have been like to be one of his followers, Stephen? Sounds hard. Sounds hard? Yeah. If he would have told me that all those times, I would have changed his mind. Well, some of them kind of did try. But they stuck with Jesus and they followed Jesus, and the disciples that Jesus finds today, they were having a hard time with the news that Jesus had died. Understandably so, right? And they were walking on a road to a town called Emmaus. And Jesus appeared to them like the ones in the upper room, kind of like how he appeared in the upper room. That would be scary. Well, yeah. They didn't even know it was Jesus. What do you mean they didn't know he was Jesus? Weren't they his followers? Yeah, but they had seen him and heard the news that he had died on the cross. So they asked the guy, like, how do you not know about everything that's happened to Jesus? They didn't even know it was him. Well, it is kind of hard to believe. You're right, it is hard to believe. And so Jesus walked with them and he talked with them, and he knew that he could sense that they were kind of sad. Rightfully so, right? And so they were grieving. So Jesus, when he's walking with them in their grief, he listens to them and he lets them talk. Stephen, have you ever been sad? Yes. Remember the time you left me in your office? Come on. Well, so you've been sad before? Yes. And so does it make it kind of hard for you to think of other things when you're sad? Yes. All I could think of was your... Don't go there. Okay. Anyways, so Jesus lets them know that he's with them and he loves them and that he's going to be with them, and he reminds them of everything that they know about who Jesus is in their lives. What happened next? Well, he was ready to go on to his next stop. And they said, hey, why don't you come and stay with us? They invited a stranger into their house? Well, yes, it's okay to do that within reason. They maybe had to ask their parents first. Oh, that's good. Kids, don't invite strangers into your house. Right. Ask mom and dad first. This was a little different. They were older than the kids we're talking to. We're talking to kids right now? Yes, we've been over this. Where are they? No, Stephen, we're making a video for them. Oh, that's right. Anyways, they invited him in and they were with him, and Jesus did a thing with them that he had done many times before. Went fishing? No! He didn't go fishing with them in their house. He had a meal with them. Stephen, do you like to have meals with people you love? You let me sit in the corner while your family eats supper. Well, Jesus liked to eat meals with the people that he loved, and there was one meal that Jesus gave us to remember him. Do you remember what that's called? Fish and chips? You're ridiculous. You're ridiculous. Anyways, it's called the Lord's Supper, and he broke bread with them when he was in their house. And when he broke bread with them, they remembered that it was him. And they were filled with this warm feeling. And when we gathered in church online yesterday, we told our people to have that meal. Stephen, did we have that meal here? Yes, we did. Did you like it? I don't eat. Oh, that's right. Stephen's a puppet. He can't eat. So, Stephen, what did you do? I had a blessing. You did. That's right. And do you remember the blessing we do? Child of God, marked as God's own, Jesus loves you and will love you forever. And that is what that meal means for God's people. It's a reminder that we will be loved forever. And that is how Jesus revealed himself to those disciples that day. Pretty cool, isn't it? Yes, it is. I like this Jesus guy. He's a pretty cool dude. Stephen, should we say a prayer again? Will you repeat after me? Yes. Dear God, we thank you for this meal that reminds us of your love for your people. That is us. And God, you love us. And we love you. You are an awesome God. And all God's children together said, Amen. Now, Stephen has one more thing. He wants to meet all of you sometime. Yes, I do. So we are going to try to find a time when we can all do one of those Zoom calls again. Zoom! Stephen likes that idea. So parents, let your kids know, let us know when a time would work for you to do that. And we can't wait for you kids to meet Stephen. No, we can't. All right. Stephen, say goodbye to the kids. Goodbye, kids.